Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. So today I wanted to talk about this. Pain is not all in your head. It's not. So we'll get to that in a minute. Relax a little bit. Weekend's over. Welcome to Monday. Hopefully you had a decent weekend. So honor the struggle. So all right. So pain, symptoms, they are not all in your head. Flat out, your pain and symptoms are real. They're not imaginary. You're not making them up. You're not crazy. They are real. They're not just in your head. But here's the key. Your brain is creating them. So I'm not saying the pain is imaginary. The brain is making a decision to send pain or other symptoms to various parts of the body. That's what the brain does. It's in control of the entire body, the entire central nervous system, the entire pain system. Your brain controls it all. There would be no pain if you didn't have a brain, right? Cut off your head, you can beat on the body all you want. It wouldn't feel any pain, right? I know, kind of a morbid description there, but the point of the matter is the brain is always responsible for making a decision whether or not pain is present or not. In the case of mind-body syndrome, what I refer to as perceived danger pain or a perceived danger response, which can be pain or other symptoms, the brain is always utilizing all of the available information to determine whether or not pain or other symptoms should be present. And if the brain is perceiving some element of danger, consciously, subconsciously, thoughts, emotions, physical body movements, whatever it may be, if the brain is perceiving that there is some element of danger, it's going to turn on the warning signal. But as I explain all the time, that is a false alarm based on the brain making a decision to turn on the symptoms based on misinformation, bad data. My body's the problem. I got a herniated disc. I've got a this. I've got a that. My hormones are changing because of the, change of life stuff or time of month or whatever it may be. The brain is misperceiving that there's danger. But again, the symptoms are very, very real. It's not in your head. And here's another thing. It's not your fault. None of this stuff is your fault. You didn't do anything to bring this on. I have a lot of people saying, "Oh, I can't believe that I brought all this on." They get so mad at themselves. What's wrong with me that I brought all this on? Please, give yourself some grace. I had 13 years of back pain and sciatica, and none of it was my fault. None of it. It's where I ended up. And if you've got symptoms or pains, it's where you ended up through no fault of your own. Your brain is misinformed and perceiving danger and turning on the symptoms. Period. End of discussion. That's as complex as it needs to be. But if it's turning on symptoms based on the perception of danger, it's our job to correct that misperception with accurate data. All right? And teach the brain. Think, act, believe, speak as if we are okay. Show the brain. Some people are like, I'm just going to tell myself I'm safe 85 times a day. It's more than that because you're just telling yourself you're safe. But if you're telling yourself you're safe while you lay in the bed terrified to move, you're showing the brain that you're actually in danger. Think, act, behave as if you're okay. Speak as if you're okay. Envision yourself as being okay. Right? Really important stuff. But the pain is not in your head. If you've ever had a doctor or a friend or family member tell you that, they're incorrect. It's a pretty insulting thing to say to somebody. Oh, the pain's all in your head. And what's even more interesting is a lot of times when we start to learn about this TMS, this mind-body syndrome, and we try to explain it to somebody in our lives, we tell them, yeah, well, basically the brain's creating it. They'll oftentimes turn around and go, so you're telling me it's all in your head? And they interpret that to mean that you're making it up, you're imagining it, which is the farthest thing from the truth. I know that because I had 13 years of it. That pain was oh so real. It was very disturbing, very disruptive to my life. I had to live with it for 13 years, right? So, it is not in your head. If anybody ever tells you that, say, no, it's not in my head. And look, if there's no reason to convince this person what this mind-body syndrome, TMS, perceived danger pain is, you don't have to tell them. You don't have to explain the concept to the point where they get it and go, oh, I understand. Your brain's in a protective mode, false alarm, perceiving danger incorrectly. They don't have to understand it. Hey, I've got some pain. I'm dealing with it. Working a program to get through it. Oh, what is that? I'll tell you when I'm through it. But I'm moving in the right direction. Starting to feel better mentally, emotionally, and physically. If you're not feeling better physically yet, just say, I think I've figured out what's going on. And I'll let you know down the line. Thanks for being concerned, right? Don't make it your mission to explain mind-body syndrome, TMS, perceived danger, pain, or other symptoms. You don't have to explain it to everybody who runs into you and says, how you feeling? You don't have to, because oftentimes they're not going to get it. And then they may say, oh, what do you mean your brain's creating it? So it's in your head? And you're insulted. And then it just spirals. So I don't know if I would recommend getting into lengthy discussions explaining this stuff to people who really may not get it and may just make you feel worse. And I actually had somebody say, how do I explain to my family and loved ones that there was really nothing wrong with me in the first place? It's almost like I made it up. No, you didn't. The symptoms are real. And again, the need to explain it so that they understand it can sometimes cause more difficulties, because if they misunderstand it, then they're just going to think, well, you made it up all these years. You mean I had to do all this, and this because you had pain that was really not real? No, the pain is real, folks. Absolutely real. It's just created by a medicalized, scared, fearful brain that's sounding the alarm. So there's no real fire, but the brain's been told there's a fire. The brain's been told nocebos, diagnoses from doctors, treatments from specialists. Oh, you might have pain forever. That dreaded word, the nocebo that just scares the pants off you. And it's just really fueling the brain's perception that something bad's going on. So pain's not made up. You're not imagining it. It's not all in your head. The brain is creating it, but that doesn't mean anything. The symptoms, the pains are real. They are in the body because the brain is sending it there. So if anybody ever says, oh, it's all in your head, or you mean it's imagined, you mean it's perceived pain? No. The pain is real. It's not perceived pain. It's perceived danger. The danger's the mistake. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Not a long video. Hope everybody's doing great. And if you didn't see yesterday's video on how to stop fear, it's getting a lot of views, a lot of positive comments. So watch it. Just go back one day and you'll see it. If you don't know where to find my videos, go to dansyoutube.com. It'll bring you right to the video page. So love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.